This meeting is being recorded.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Varyantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Kesavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashyakritav Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः गुकारस्वन्धकारो वै ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वाद् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः विषेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो नमः नमः श्री गौडपाद श्री शंकर भगवत्पाद सुरेश्वराचार्येभ्यः प्रज्ञानां शुक्रतानैः स्थिरचरनिकरव्यापिभिर्व्याप्य लोकान् भुक्त्वा भोगान् स्तविष्टान् पुनरभिधिषणोद्भासितान् कामजन्यान् पीत्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् स्वपिति मधुरभुङ् मायया भोजयन्नः मायासङ्ख्यातुरीयं परममृतमजं ब्रह्म यत्तन्नतोऽस्मि दक्षिणाक्षिगतः रूपं दृष्ट्वा निमीलिताक्षः तदेव स्मरन् मनसि अन्तः स्वप्ने इव तदेव वासनारूपाभिव्यक्तं पश्यति. We have seen all this, but somebody had a doubt on this prana in terms of the prana is pranamaya sharira typically. Why is this avyakritam in this case? So I thought I will just recap this portion. So Bhashyakara says, Darshana smarane eva hi manaspandite tadavave hridi eva aviseshena pranatmana avasthanam. Sarvam janayati pranaha is a vakya in the Karika also is going to come. So now, what is this prana? To understand this, first we have to understand how Shruti reveals the jnanam as a pramana. The Shabda Pramana creates, the Shabda creates an avabodha, Shabda avabodham. A word reveals something to the listener. Therefore, there is a palavat arthabodhakatvam. Fruitfully, something you are understanding when Shruti tells something to you. Any word for that matter, when I say tree, an object associated with that word tree is conveyed to your mind. That is why the vak and artha are always tied together. Vagartha viva sampriktau. The word and its meaning are joined together. They are invariably concomitant. So whenever a word is said, a meaning comes to your mind. Okay. For certain words, different people also get different interest. So it is easy when I say tree, you know what is tree. Okay, it's simple. But for some words, different meanings also come for different people. That is also, we see that, right? So in some of the Shastras like Sahitya and all that, they discuss this Vyanjanartha and stuff like that. So one word can mean different things. Harishyate, if we say Hari is sleeping, Hari itself can mean anything, including like monkey and all that, right? Now, which meaning is implied here? Then there is some discussion around how do you understand what that word means in the context. That is also there. That is the speciality of Sanskrit as a language also, because same word can mean multiple things. When we say Brahma, Brahma can mean Brahmana, Brahma can mean Veda, Brahma can mean the Chaturmukha Brahma. So it can mean, because it is based on the roots, Brihi Vriddhau. And so from Brihi Vriddhau, Brahma Pada has come. So the root itself means large. So the large, and then you make a noun out of it, is Brahma. So what is large? What is the great? Then you can give Hiranyagarbha is the greatest out of the living organism. The greatest one is Hiranyagarbha because he is Samashti Jiva, the one who runs this whole universe. So he is Brahma. Similarly, all knowledge put together, the source of all knowledge, which we call as Veda, you can call it as Brahma. And Brahma Jnani is Brahmana, right? So again, the person who is by his knowledge has become everything. He is again Brahma Pada is used. And the one who is after a pursuit which is like Veda and all that, who goes after the large thing, is called Brahmachari. So the Brahma in all those contexts gains its name from the root Brihi, Vriddhau. Now that needs to interpretation based on the context in which it is used. Like Atma. Bhagavan uses Atma in Bhagavad Gita in various different meanings. In fact, in same verses, the Atma Pada is used 2-3 times and each one means different thing. So Atma means I, right? The I depends on where you are locating that I. Is it on the body? Is it on the mind? Is it on the Paratma? So depending on where you are placing in the context of what you are saying, this Atma Pada means different things. So it is used by Shruti to reveal some things, or even Shastra like Bhagavad Gita and all that. So Atma can mean Manas, Indriya, anything. Because I can say, when I say I am white in color. Okay. Suppose I say, then what will I say? Atmanaha varnam, say Shvetam or something like that, right? Now in this case, what? It is about your skin color. Then Atmanaha bhavam dukkham, something like that if we say, then I am talking about my emotional state, right? So now it depends on where I am placing that word. So Shruti, like we already saw, uses words to reveal what is unknown in a sense. Okay, this unknown we have to qualify, but it uses words. But the words themselves should be already known to you. It can't use a new word. right? Word Shruti, if it uses some word which is not there in dictionary, you won't understand it anyway. Totally you won't understand. Suppose it uses Dajak, Bajak, Kalak, Kucha, Kucha, something like that. Okay, 5 words. What is the use? So it has to use only the known words. But for known words, you already have certain group of meanings. So when I say Ashwaha, Ajaha, something, you have some 3 or 4 meanings. Ajaha means it can be unborn, it can be a goat, it can be about teeth, whatever, right? Dvijaha means teeth. Dvijaha can mean some 5 things. Anything which is born twice is called Dvijaha, like bird is born twice. Once as an egg and then as a bird. Teeth is born twice. That is also Dvijaha. So like that, there can be many Dvijaha. Now, but it can't, but all of them are known meanings only to you. So an unknown cannot be revealed by a known word. But at the same time, Atma is not totally unknown, right? It is not, I can't see if I ask you, who are you? You have some answer for it, right? Whether it is the right answer or not, depending on each person's understanding, that person will say something, right? Either they'll say I am so and so, or somebody will say I am Atma, somebody will say I am this, something, okay? Depending on what they have studied, something they will answer. Now, means you already have a notion about it, you already have a view on it. So it is not totally unknown, and nobody can say that I don't know me, right? In a true sense, you can say I don't know if I correctly know me, because people are saying different things. I only know it as this and this. But you can't say I don't know me at all. That can't be an answer, right? Therefore, it is not totally unknown. At the same time, it is not known the way Shastra is trying to reveal a vision. Therefore, it uses known words to reveal what is not correctly known by shifting your understanding so that you can assimilate this vision. That is where things like Bhagatyaga Lakshana and all these things come into play, by leaving out some portions of it, like Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swabhavaha. Let's say, we say, Acharya keeps using this term, Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swabhava. So Nitya Shuddham, Nitya Buddham, Nitya Muktam, everything which should be with Nitya. Because Shuddhatvam is there in many things, but they are not Nitya Shuddham. For sometimes they were not, they were Ashuddha, and then they were cleaned by some samskara. It can again become Ashuddha. Therefore, that in the world, any Shuddha you see is only temporary Shuddham. Then what is Nitya Shuddham is where the Bhagatyaga comes into play. Or you are basically qualifying it to say that it is not just Shuddham, but it is Nitya Shuddham. Then when we do Vichara, or when Shastra reveals this is what we mean by Nitya Shuddha through a Prakriya, then you understand, oh, okay, that is Jnana, right? Then Nitya Buddha, always knowledge. Even in the absence of a mind, it is there as a witness. So this Buddhatvam for mind is there only temporarily. Until a person is alive and awake and mind is working, it is there. But Buddhatvam is Nitya, means what? Like your eyes, which does not, the eyelid does not, close. Like that, if you are always seeing, that is Nitya Buddha. And what can be that? And Nitya Mukta, always Mukta. It is not going to now get free or later get free. It is forever free. What is that? Like that, it is way to reveal. Now, the words that are used by Shastra has to be understood in context. Okay. There is no one word which is always used to mean the Vastu. Because Vastu itself, we have to understand, this is very simple, okay? Just think about it. If there are attributes, okay, to something, you can give it a word and perfectly describe it, okay? Let me say, and I can name something, let's say Vishnu. Suppose Vishnu, forget Vishnu as a name for Brahman. For now, just think Vishnu is the Pauranika Devata who is blue in color, who is resting on Ananta, the Adisesha, Ananta Shayana, with Mahalakshmi, with the Shanka and Chakra and Gada, who has a Kiritam and all that, Kuntalam, Kaustubham, everything. Now, this is how, these are all what? Attributes that you can understand. So when I say, then I associate these, all this name and form to all these attributes, the forms, and then say this is the person who is called Mahavishnu, who is in a place called Vaikunta or in Kshirabdhi, and he is lying on the snake bed of Adisesha with Mahalakshmi by his side, and all the Narada, Bringi, and all these various Rishi Munis are doing stotra. So this is the imagery, right? Now, whenever I say Vishnu, this imagery will come to your mind. Simple, because it has certain attributes. Now, Brahma is Nirvisesham. So, you don't know certain Visheshanas to say that, okay, if you understand what it is, then I can attach a name to it and then say, okay, whenever I say Brahma, then that particular thing will come to your mind, right? Like when I say Vishnu, this Anantashayi is coming to your mind, right? Simple. And when I say Shiva, some Kailasavasi, Chandrakaladhara, right? All that Gangadhara, some description is there, then immediately that comes to your mind. Like that, if I say Brahma with some description, that Brahman should come to your mind, but it doesn't come. When I say Atma, only that word is coming, right? Where is that Paratma in your mind? It's not there. So it is not about naming it. You have to understand that. These words are used not to name Brahman. We are not giving it a name. Even Brahma word, these are used only to reveal. Okay, the words are used to reveal a Niravaya, Nirvisesha, Nirakara, Swarupa. It is not okay for just to refer to it. Sometimes we use word Brahma, Atma and all that. But Shastra uses the words to reveal what it is. Therefore, Shastra doesn't stick to one word. Sometimes it will say Indra, that will mean Brahma. Sometimes it uses Varuna. In that context, even Surya. So, Atma is used, Brahma Padam is used, Sat is used. In fact, it says Sat, Asat also is Brahma. Nasattan Nasaduchade. And then there are things like Asataha Idam Sarvam Jatam. From Asat, everything is born. So the Brahma, what you call as Brahma, is also called as Sat. It is somewhere called as Asat also. Now, it is here that there are two things which are used. Akasha is used to show Brahma, Hridaya Pundarika Akashe, like that. And Prana is also used again to reveal Avyakrita sadvastu. Sad is, you see, that is where there is again one differentiation we spoke about. I'll come to that. But let us first finish this discussion. Prana is also used to show Brahman, in the context of Brahma. So now you can ask, prana means breathe. Pranamaya kosha, this pancha prana is there, which is within this body. Yes, but prana also in an indicative way used for life, correct? Vital force. We say prana has gone. In Tamil, we always say this. Pranan Baiditha means somebody has died. The prana has gone. Means breath has stopped is one way to say that. But the idea is the jiva is prana. The prana is a word used to indicate the jiva has left the body, correct? That's why we can say prana has left. So the prana pada, depending on the context, can be used to show jivatvam, avyakritatvam. That is how the Shruti uses it that way. So that is established. So Acharya is establishing from different Shrutis how prana is used only to mean the avyakritam. Avyakritam means unmanifest, which is we call as, Maya Bijam and all that, right? The avyakritam is unmanifest. Basically Maya, which is along with the Chaitanya Vastu, what comes out as Srishti. The Srishti Karana Bija is the Avidya Ajnana Bijam, also called Maya, is what is called Avyakritam. So prana is used as Apara Brahma Vastu. That is where this discussion came. How can you say that? Because in the context of Chandogya, see, because Bhashyakara here, the prana discussion started with Pranohi eva etan sarvan samvrinte. That you see here. In Chandogya, that Vakya is there. Sarvan samvrinte. Everything is resolved into the prana. Okay, the entire vacant state and the dream state get resolved into the prana. Now the question obviously will come is prana then the breath and the whole, prana, pana, vyana, udana, samana that is there, is that where the whole world gets resolved? So that is what is contested, and Bhashyakara showed no, it means the avyakrita and not what is manifest as breathing. That's why that discussion came in. Okay, let's now go to that specific thing. Vyakrita of prana, this we discussed. Okay, so now from the standpoint of avyakrita, from the person's perspective, okay, the time and space is not there. So where there is no time and space is what is called avyakrita. So what is vyakritatvam? What is manifestation? Manifestation is time, space, and objects are seen. That is what is Jagad Anubhava. No? The Vishwa, the vacant state experience is what you are experiencing time, you are experiencing space, and you are experiencing objects through Indriyas. If time and space is there, but Indriya Gachara things are not there, then it is dream. Okay, that is also, some part of the Srishti only, right? That is also manifestation. So both dream and vacant have time and space. Only thing is the sensory objects are not sensors and sensory objects together. That samyoga is not there in dream, whereas it is there in vacant. In deep sleep, there is no time and space, nor are there senses and objects and all that, right? Therefore, what is there is avyakritam. Okay, time and space is what is vyakritam. Not even the sensory things, right? Sensory things are not needed, objects, because in dream also it is not avyakritam, it is vyakrita swarupam. So that is, so this prana is used in avyakrita context and not as a pranamaya sharira. context. Okay, so Shastra uses it that way. So that's why this question, Katam Prana Shabdatvam Avyakritasya. The Prana Shabdam, how can you use to say it is for the Avyakrita and not for the Pranamaya Sharira? There is an explicit question which is asked. And we saw this, but let's quickly revisit it, right? So in Chandogya, Prana Bandhanam hi Somya Manaha. The mind is resolved there. Iti Shrutehe is what is answers. And Purva Pakshi again asks the question, Nanu Tatra Sadeva Saumya iti Prakritam Sadbrahma Prana Shabdavachyam. He also, see, the Purva Pakshi also says, doesn't say Prana Shabda is for Pranamaya Sharira. That is not what he is contesting. He is contesting Sadbrahma only is Prana Shabdavachyam, not Nirguna Brahma. Okay, not Avyakritam, but yeah, sorry, it is Sadbrahma only, not Avyakritam which is meant. That is what he is asking. Now Bhashyakara says, Naisha doshaha bijatmakatva abhyupagamat sataha. So that's what. So this Sadpada, is it about Nirguna Niravayava Brahma, or is it about the Brahman which is with Bija? So that differentiation we have to always keep in mind. That is what is called the two levels of reality. Like we often, all Swamiji's students will use this, right? Two planes of reality or two levels of reality. One is empirical reality. So this, I mean, it's not the word English usage is from Swamiji, but that is Paramarthika Satyam and Vyavaharika Satyam, right? The empirical reality and absolute reality. Okay, so that's the two levels of reality. Like clay is absolute reality and pot has an empirical reality, because pot can still hold water, pot has a shape, pot has a size, pot has a price attached to it, right? Everything is there. Clay has a price and pot has a price. Means what? See, even though we say price of the, only in the case of gold we can say price of, even there is a delta always, right? A gold price plus a delta is a jewel's price. Similarly, clay's price plus a delta, right? You don't pay 100 rupees for buying clay, but you pay 100 rupees for buying a pot. So there is a value. So now I can't say that pot is clay from that perspective, right? So there is a value realization which is there in that. So there is a difference. That's why you have different words called clay and pot. But what is the substance there? Okay, anything other than it is only superimposed value. There is a Attakriya Yogyatvam which is there. Usefulness is there. But at the same time, the reality is the reality of clay only. Okay, so that is what we call as, so that is a Srishti, right? So Sadbrahma Prana Shabdavachyam Bijatmakatva Abhyubhagamat Sataha. The Sadbrahma also has Bijatmakatvam in it. Okay, because Sadaha Sadeva Saumya Idamagra Asit Ekameva Dvitiyam is what it says. This Idam, whatever you see as this world, the Idantaya Grihyamanam Yad Jagat Asti, whatever is known as this cognition, and the one who is knower of this cognition with reference to this cognition, both of them were one undivided Sat Adau. Okay, Sadeva Saumya Idam Agra Asit. Agra means Adau. And what is this Adau, right? Means millions of years back, it was all one Sat. Then Big Bang happened. And then this, is it like that? It can be like that if time was there before the creation happened, correct? Only within time I can say creation happened before million years. And before that, then your question will be, before that, for how many million years there was no creation? Okay, then before those million years, was there creation before? So that will come, right? Because the concept of the Srishti beginning is itself within time. but time itself was created. Okay, space itself is created. No, when was time created? If you ask the question, that when also means already time is there. Then only I can ask the question when. So that's where we have to understand. That is two levels of reality, we say. So yeah, from these two levels of reality only I went to this, right? So that switch has to be understood. So from the drishti of clay, when in my understanding, Swami uses the phrase like this, right? In my understanding of clay, there is no part. But in my understanding of part, there is always the substance which makes the part. You see the difference, right? In my understanding of clay, I don't need a part. I can understand clay without it being a part. But in the world of clay parts, I can never understand a part without the part being clay. So in clay pervades all my understanding, right? Whether it is as clay or as part. So invariable presence is there only for clay. That is what when we say Sadeva Asit. So with reference, so from the understanding of Brahma, there is no Jagat. But anything you think about Jagat, you cannot think about Jagat without it being Brahma. That is for Brahma, Chidvastu or Sadvastu invariably is present in every cognition. Pratibodha Viditam Matam. In every bodham, including deep sleep, the presence of Chidvastu or Sadvastu or what we call as Brahma cannot be done away with. So from the standpoint of Sad Brahma, there is no Jagat. From the standpoint of Jagat, there is always Brahman. That is the empirical and absolute reality understanding. So when you are talking about it with from the standpoint of the Srishti, then I say Sadeva Asit. And what is it now? Now also it is Sat only. It was only clay before it became part. Okay. What is it now? Even now it is only clay. So when was part born? A part was never born. From the standpoint of clay, right? From the standpoint of part, yes, it was born sometime. So now the question coming back to the Prakritam, Sat Brahma Prana Shabda Vachyam. Why? Because Sadeva Asit Idam. So whatever you are seeing as just Jagat was in Ekameva Advitiyam Sat only before it became this Nana Jagat, like the clay became the pot. Now with standpoint of pot, it was born sometime. So here also from the standpoint of Jagat, we say that it was born, but then time was also born. So that Srishti, so there is no, that's why it is Mithya. It's not Satya Srishti. Okay. So, but within the realm of part, all the Arthakriya Yogyatvam is valid. Okay. But just because you have understood part is clay, you can't say, hey, this is only clay, there is no part, so I cannot hold water in it. Let me get something else for holding. You don't say that, no, because everything that is still relevant about part for you to transact with. That's why just because this jnanams is this way, the people don't understand Advaita. Okay, the Dvaitis and others, they think if somebody is an Advaiti, they can't do, Ishvara Upasana, they cannot do puja. Like that they think, because they say it is all Maya, so how will you relate to it? No, it's the same thing, right? Like how you deal with the part. So in Vyavahara, you still do all these things because it has meaning with reference to Srishti, it has its meaning. Just like you have to eat food, you also need protection. this body, right? With reference, that's where are you placing your Atma is very important, right? For you to transact in the world, your Atma is this body, correct? Then only you can, I see, if I am teaching, I have to teach as though I am an individual who is teaching to somebody, right? That is called Badita Anuvritti. Means you identify with this body for performing some action, correct? But you don't take it as absolute reality. That's why Acharya also could write Bhashya, right? Otherwise, he also cannot take his pen out of pocket. I am Brahma, so sit like that, right? It's not like that. In fact, while writing Bhashya itself, he is Brahma only. So what I'm saying is, this just because of that understanding, the Vyavahara doesn't change. So Ishvara, everything is relevant. Okay. Now going back. So the Sad Brahma, Prana Shabda Vachyam. Why? Because Sad also has Bijatmakatvam. So Prana also is Avya. Bijatmakatvam means Avyagritam. So Avyagritatvam is there in Prana and Sad Brahma also. Therefore, it is used. Now the question is, why do you say it is? So I don't want to read everything because we have already done this. So Nirbija Rupam, suppose the Shastra meant to say Sat is Nirbijam. Niravaya Brahman only was to be told. It will only do a negation. Nisheda Vakya, Neti Neti. These are Nisheda Vakya. So there are negating words. In fact, everything is a negating word only. Swamiji used to say. When we say Satyam Brahma, we generally say Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma is a Lakshana Vakya. And Neti Neti Yato Vacha Nivartante and all these are Nisheda Vakyas, right? But even in Lakshana Vakya, it is not directly giving Lakshana. It also negates. When you say Satyam Brahma, then what are you actually saying? Whatever you are seeing as Sat, generally in the Jagat, we are not talking about that Sat. Yadrupena Ennischidam Tadrupam Navyabhicharati Tat Sat. So again, it's negating only. So it is negating your popular perception of what is Satyam and then showing what is the true Satyam. So that is also, in a sense, Nisheda Vakya only. Chetanatva means what? It's not the Jadam, it is not only material cause. It is also the efficient cause. Therefore, Jnanam Brahma. So Anantam Brahma. Anantam means na Antavan or Antavat, right? So again, it is a Nisheda Vakya only. But anyway, so here, what he is saying is, it will explicitly use Nisheda Vakya if Nirvija Rupam is Vivakshitam. It won't say Sat, because there is a Bijavatvam is to be understood here. So Saguna Brahma or Apara Brahman is what is implied. Okay, or Ishvara. Okay, Nas Satta Nasattan Nasaduchide. Gita. It's neither Sat nor Asat. See, Sat is also negated, Asat is also only. See, because you can say Sat when if there is some Asat, it is also pair of opposite only. So for you to understand what it is, all these words are used. But itself, finally, you can't say it is Sat or Asat because all those are only standpoints. If all that is there is only Brahma, where is the question? That no words else, now no words have any meaning, actually speaking. Whether it is Sat or Asat or Asti or Nasti or nothing has a meaning. Because all pairs of opposite is also Mithya only. Any understanding is within Mithya. Dependent only. That's why Yato Vacho Nivartante. Every word has to bounce back because it can't go and stick to anything. But Lakshanartha, so Vachyartha is not used. Lakshanartha can be used to understand it. Brahman. Okay. But even then, because it Nasatta Nasaduchade, since it has said Vak also nivartante only. Lakshanartha and all that is only till you recognize what it is. And then it all fall off. Like the ladder that you used to climb, right? It has a purpose. I mean, we have Shruti is the only way to reach. So you can't say ladder was useless. But then once you have reached, then it falls back. It doesn't come with you, right? Nirbijataya eva chet sati linam. Yeah, this is all we have seen. Okay. Now let's move. What we just last class. Ataha eva aksharat paratah paraha sabahyaabhyantaro hi ajaha yatovacho nivartante neti neti ityadi bijavatva apanayanena vyapadeshaha. So this is the flip, right? From one level of reality to the other level of reality. Tam abijavastam tasyaiva prajna shabdavachyasya turiyattvena dehadi sambandha rahitam paramartikim pratagvakshyati. That abija avastha, it's not even avastha, abijatvam of the surupa is prajna shabdavachya. And what is it? Turiya. The turiya, which is beyond all this, even in prajna, in here prajna is used for turiya. Okay. Why? Because when talking about prajna, it is, Shruti said, no, it is the sarvantara, sarva, sarvesh, yesa sarveshwaraha and all that, right? So, because it means the turiya, which is beyond chaturiyam. Turiyam means fourth, which pervades all the three. Sabunjanona lipyate. The Karika is going to say that. Even though it is consuming, it doesn't stick. Nothing sticks to it. Because why? It is never an thing available for objectification. Sabunjanaha nalipyate. Lipyate nasapapena padmabhadram ivambasa. Bhagavad Gita also says no. It cannot, because there is nothing other than it for anything to stick onto it, right? So all that is here is only Brahma. So on two levels of reality. See, one level of reality cannot go and stick to the other level of reality. Pot is not part of clay. It is neither inside clay, outside clay, on clay, right? It doesn't stick to clay. It's not an attribute of clay because there are two levels of reality. One cannot stick onto the other. Therefore, he says, Paramartikim pratagvakshati, dehadi sambandha rahitam. There is no connection between Atma and Deha and all that. Because this is one reality, that is another. Bijavastapi na kinchidavedisham iti uttitasya pratyaya darshanat dehe anubhuyate eva iti trida dehe vyavastitaha iti uchyate. How can he say bija avastha is there? Because na kinchidavedisham. See, if I am Sarvatma Brahma, that knowledge is already there. Then this kind of a statement as an individual with reference to anything else will not be I mean, even a jnani sleeps and then says, this is how my sleep was. But nakinjita vedisham is a dvaita bhava. That's what he says. In bija avastha, it is there. I didn't recognize anything, but that kind of a experience was there as me as an experience, and that is me as an experiencer, and that as an experience. That duality was there. Is the pratyavijna. That pratyaya is there in this deha. Therefore, trida dehe vyavastitaha. The three forms of experience is there. Three experiencer, Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajnaha. Three kinds of experience. Eka eva trida smritaha. Is going to say the same one. It's because it is in one state itself. In Vishwa itself, we are able to see all the three. In fact, what he tries to say is all three states of experience is experienced within one state. So it is not the alternate experience which is happening in dream and deep sleep. What is available to you in awaken? That's why everything is, see, actually you are analyzing everything in awaken only. Even dream and deep sleep are recognized in awaken only as what they are. Not that you go to dream and then, but in dream you don't recognize what is wake and what is deep sleep, correct? You don't do analysis or anything because you don't have a free will there. Swatantriyam is not there. Nor do you recognize anything in deep sleep about waken and dream. Therefore, all analysis happens in waken. So in waken itself, that's why it tries to show that all three states, how is it cognizable, assimilatable when you are awake? So trida eva smritaha. So in threefold ways, your experiences is what is shown. Now see the next two verses. Vishwo hi stula nityam tejasaf pravivikta bhuk ananda bhuktata prajnaha trida bhogam nibodhata sthulam tarpayate vishwam pravivaktam tu tejasam anandascha tata pragyam trida triptim nibodhata. Bhashyakara says uktartau shlokau. I have already explained this when the Moola and Mandukya Agama spoke about it. I have already explained. What has he explained? Vishwa, his Stula book. What is Vishwa? The one who is consuming an experience of grass. So it's, look at it. It's about Bhokta. The consumer is how it is looked at. It's not about the three states. The standpoint from which the Karika Kara is talking, Gaudapada Karika is talking, is from the standpoint of the experiencer. I am consumer of three experiences. Okay. Like Mahamatsyadi Drishtantaha, we saw right in few classes before. Okay, so this the big fish, the dolphin or whatever, right? It swims through a current, turbulent current, and swirls. Everything is going on in a huge stream of river water flowing, and it without unaffected by all those, it keeps swimming from shore to shore, experiencing the turbulence of the river, and but keeps going from one shore to the other, but free from all of it, and seeing every experience. Sometimes there is current, sometimes there is no current, sometimes there is still water, sometimes there are swirls. Okay, something comes and hits it, but it just keeps moving here and there. That is what is the jiva, the bhokta. The bhokta is just through all these experiences, whether it is waking, within waking, so many experiences, with the dream, so many experiences, and then every now and then there is a deep sleep, also an experience, like the still water. So this Mahamatsya keeps going here and there, like that. This is bhokta. Trida bhogam nibodhata. So in three ways, it is enjoying bhokta. It's consuming, right? So all those are only experiences. So look at it from the standpoint of this fish, big fish. Just an experience, one types of, but it's all the same. Just some experience, right? Variety of experiences called wake and dream, deep sleep, whatever, but itself is free from it. Vishwo hi stula bhuk. So in the form of Vishwa, there is stula bhoga, grass. So think about it, right? Both of them, with reference to stula bhoga, it is Vishwa. With reference to Vishwa, it is stula bhoga. So both are available at the same time, right? Only when there is stula bhoga, it is Vishwa. When there is Vishwa, there is always stula bhoga, right? So these two are tied together. Similarly, Taijasaha Pravivikta Bhuk. So the Bhojya and Bhoga and Bhokta, all three, this Triputi, are always available together. And the Swarupa is outside of the three, because at sometimes I am this three, at sometimes I am the other three, right? What three? Vishwaha. In Vishwaha, there is Stula Bhogya, Stula Bhoga, and Stula Bhokta, right? Stula Bhokta is Vishwaha. Stula Bhogya is the grass world. Stula Bhoga is the waken experience. That is the Triputi. And that Triputi is not you, because there is another Triputi in the dream called Taijasaha. and pravivikta bhojya, pravivikta bhokta, pravivikta bhoga. That is Taijasa Vyapara. Similarly, Ananda book, again Ananda bhojya, Ananda bhokta, Ananda bhoga. That is Prajnaha state. Trida bhogam nibodhata. In three forms, these three bhogas, bhoga bhogya bhoktas, are available. And the bhokta, who is the original bhokta, is outside of it. So see, next verse he says, Tulam tarpayate vishwam. The grass is satisfying the Vishwa. The praviviktam taijasam tarpayate. The dream experience is the food for the dreamer, and anandascha tata prajnam, for the deep sleeper, the happiness fulfills its desired feed. Trida triptim nibodhata. In the three forms, it is just as an experiencer, it is attaining tripti. Then he says finally, Trishu dhamasu yat bhojyam bhokta yascha prakirtitaha Vedaita dubhayam yastu sabunjano nalipyate. The knower of the two, which two? Trishudamasu yad bhojyam bhokta. Bhojyam and bhokta. In all the three states, the bhojyam and bhokta are known by who? Ubhayam yastu Veda. The one who is witnessing both the bhokta and bhojya. Like I said, with reference to the bhojya, I am a bhokta. That's all. But I, the Swarupa, which is the core, the Turiya, is beyond this Bhojyam and Bhokta. That's why Veda Eta Dubhayam Yaha. That which knows the two, Saha Bunjanaha Nalipyate. That entity is untouched by all this Bhojya Bhoga because it is beyond, it's in a different realm. Like the clay in its Swarupa is untouched by what you do with the pot. You make it a long pot, short pot, round pot, you break it. Doesn't matter. The clay is untouched. Sabunjanaha na lipyate. Lipyate na sa papena, he says, no? Gita, same word. Bunjanaha na lipyate. The knower of the Bhojya Bhokta, which is the Sakshi, is untouched. It's a very known verse. This is Sabunjano na lipyate. So Bhashyakara says, Trishu dhamasu yat jagradadishu stula pravivikta anandakyam bhojyam ekam trida bhutam yascha vishwataijasa prajnakyaha bhokta ekaha sohamityekatvena pratisandhanat drashtrutva visheshayat cha prakirtitaha. So, Trishu dhamasu yat jagradadishu. So, the dhama means three states. In Hindi, we say no dham, Kedarnath, dham, and all that. Dhama means state, place, where it is experienced. Trishu dhamasu yat bhojyam, that which is experienced. Jagradadishu. The dhama is Jagrad, Sushupti, Swapna. Bhojyam is Stula Pravivikta Anandakhyam. And what is this Bhojyam? Ekam Tridha Bhutam. It is only one because we already saw in Vishwa itself all the three can be experienced. So-called three states of experience. Therefore, Ekam Tridha Bhutam. Manifest as three forms. Yascha Vishwa Taijasa Prajnakyaha Bhokta. So this Trida Bhuta Bhojyam is experienced by what? Vishwa Taijasa Prajna, but that is also Ekaha Bhokta. The consumer is still the same Mahamatsya. It is just with reference to one type of bhoga is seen as Vishwa. Another type of bhoga is seen as Tejasa, like that. Therefore, sohamiti ekatvena pratisandhanat. How do you say it's all the same? Because I am coming and saying that I dreamt, I slept in the waken only. Okay, it's not that in dream I go and say that today I saw cricket match. I don't say that. But in waken I say soham. So the connection is recognized when I am awake that I am the one. So that pratyavijna is there, that who slept well, who dreamt. Soham iti ekatvena pratisandhanat drashtutva avisheshacha prakirtitaha. Drashtutvam is there in all the three, that I am the witnesser, even in deep sleep. He comes back and says, I witnessed the absence of recognizable knowledge. Yo veda etadubhayam bhojya bhoktridaya anekada bhinnam saha bhunjanaha nalipyate. The one who knows both bhojya and bhokta, as though it is anekada bhinnam saha bhunjanaha nalipyate, that even though is kind of bhokta, because with reference to all the bhoga, bhojya bhokta, this is the entity. Finally, everything is for this person, no? All the bhoga, whether it is waken or dream or deep sleep, is for the jiva only. And the jiva is the one who is bhokta. From the standpoint of all this, is still bhunjanaha only. But then nalipyate, swarupena nalipyate. Its essence is not touched. Bhojyasya sarvasya ekasya bhoktuhu bhojyatvat. So all these are ekabhoktu bhojyam only. It's for that one entity only the whole thing is happening. Nahi yasya yo vishayaha saha tena hriyate vardhate va. Nahi agnihi swavishayam dagdva kashtadi tadvat. Like a fire. A fire, there can be a conflagration. It can just become a huge forest fire, or it can be just a lamp fire. The heat is the same, right? I mean, of the individual. So in Tamil, the Bharatiyar one song is there, no? Agni Kunji. Like that, there is one song. So Agni Kunjondru Kanden, Marathinil Vaithen, Vendu Tanindadu Kaadu, Kunjendrum Moopendrum Mundo, like that, there is one poem is there. I studied in my school days. So in the fire, it's the same. You just keep a small fire, it can burn a whole forest. And it comes down in no time, right? Depending on the indana, what you feed, it grows or comes down, right? But its swarupa remains the same. Its swarupa doesn't grow or like fire is not like of a different category when it is burning the kashta versus forest, right? So he says, yasya yo vishayaha saha tena na hriyate vardhateva. So depending on the food that is given, it doesn't change. I mean, it just burns whatever it is, right? Nahi agnihi swavishayam dagdva kashtadi. He gives an example. So the swarup, basically the point here is, irrespective of what kind of experience you are having, how, so you are getting hurt, you are enjoying, you are crying, you are active, you are inactive, doesn't matter for the witness perception. It is just consuming all that one kind of experience versus another. It's like Mahamatsya only, right? It just seeing all of that, just witnessing. It is there, lighting up all of it. Until this upadhi is there, it lights up this upadhi. When this upadhi, because of karma kshaya, goes away, it just experiences another upadhi. That becomes a window. And then finally, when the jivatva also goes away, because the karana sharira ajnana goes away, it just is that Brahman alone. So the coming and going is all for this avidyagata, ajnanagata upadhi only. Swarupa is always there. That's it. So this is the vision. Om. पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।
धन्यवाद।